Let's start with a simple question. What are background apps? These are programs that keep running on your computer even when you don't see them on your screen. For example, while you're playing a game, other apps like browsers, music players, or chat tools might still be working quietly in the background. You might not notice them, but they're there using your computer's resources. Understanding background apps is the first step to improving your gaming experience, so let's dive deeper into how they work and why they matter. Background apps are like silent workers. They don't show up on your main screen, but they're still active. Imagine you're playing your favorite game, but at the same time your music app is playing songs, your browser has tabs open, and maybe your chat app is waiting for messages. All these apps are running behind the scenes, quietly using your computer's power. This is why you might notice your game isn't running as smoothly as you'd like. Let's see what resources these apps use. Every app on your computer needs resources to work. The most important ones are your CPU, RAM, and internet connection. The CPU is like your computer's brain handling all the tasks. RAM is the memory that helps your computer run programs smoothly. And of course, the internet is needed for apps that connect online. When background apps are running, they use up some of these resources, leaving less for your game. This can slow things down and make your gaming experience less enjoyable. Here's a simple idea. Background apps are hidden performance killers. You might not see them, but they can seriously affect how well your computer runs, especially during gaming. Think of them as silent thieves taking away some of your computer's power without you noticing. The more apps you have running in the background, the more performance you lose. That's why it's important to know what's running and close what you don't need. Let's look at some common examples of background apps. First, browser tabs. Even if you minimize your browser, those tabs are still using resources. Music apps like Spotify or iTunes keep playing songs and using your CPU and RAM. Updates such as Windows or software updates can run silently and slow things down. Screen recording apps and chat apps like Discord are also often running in the background. All these can add up and affect your gaming. Browser tabs are a big one. Many people leave lots of tabs open thinking it won't matter, but each tab can use up memory and processing power. Even if you're not looking at them, they're still working in the background. This can be especially bad if you have tabs with videos or heavy websites open. Closing unused tabs can free up resources for your game and make everything run smoother. Music apps are another common background app. Whether you use Spotify, iTunes, or another player, these apps keep running even when minimized. They use your CPU and RAM to play music and sometimes connect to the internet for streaming. If you notice your game lagging, try closing your music app and see if things improve. Sometimes, even a small change can make a big difference. Updates can also run in the background without you knowing. Your operating system or apps might be downloading or installing updates while you're gaming. This can use a lot of your internet bandwidth and slow down your computer. It's a good idea to check for updates before you start gaming and let them finish first. That way, you won't have to compete for resources while you play. Screen recording apps are popular for gamers who like to record or stream their gameplay. However, these apps can use a lot of CPU and RAM, especially if you're recording in high quality. If you don't need to record, it's best to close these apps while gaming. This frees up resources and can help your game run more smoothly. Chat apps like Discord are great for talking with friends while gaming, but they also use resources. Voice chat, notifications, and even just having the app open can use up CPU, RAM, and internet. If you don't need to chat, consider closing these apps, or at least close extra chat windows and mute notifications to save resources. When you have too many background apps running, your computer has to work harder. This can lead to low FPS, lag, stutter, and a generally slow PC. FPS, or frames per second, is how smoothly your game runs. Lag and stutter make your game feel choppy. A slow PC can make everything frustrating. That's why it's important to keep background apps to a minimum. Low FPS means your game isn't showing as many frames per second as it should. This makes the game look less smooth and can be hard on your eyes. Background apps can lower your FPS by using up resources your game needs. If you notice your game is choppy, check for background apps and close them to help boost your FPS. Lag and stutter are common problems when your computer is overloaded. Lag is a delay between your actions and what happens on screen. Stutter is when the game freezes for a moment or skips frames. Both can be caused by too many background apps using up your computer's resources. Keeping your background apps closed can help reduce lag and stutter for a smoother gaming experience. Slow PC can be frustrating, especially when you're trying to enjoy a game. Symptoms include slow loading times, delayed responses, and programs taking longer to open. Often this is because background apps are using up your computer's power. By closing unnecessary apps, you can help your PC run faster and make your gaming sessions much more enjoyable. Good news is, you can easily improve your gaming performance by closing background apps. When you close these apps, your computer has more resources available for your game. This means higher FPS, smoother gameplay, and a better overall experience. It's a simple step that can make a big difference, especially if you're playing demanding games. When you close background apps, you'll often see an immediate improvement in your game, FPS. The game will feel smoother with less lag and stutter. This is because your computer can focus all its power on running the game instead of splitting it between many apps. If you want the best gaming experience, make it a habit to close unnecessary apps before you play. Not only does closing background apps help with gaming, but it also makes your whole computer run better. Programs open faster, files load more quickly, and you'll notice less waiting overall. This is especially helpful if your computer isn't very powerful. Freeing up resources by closing apps is a simple way to get the most out of your PC. Here's an easy rule: less background apps equals better gaming. Before you start your game, take a minute to check what's running. Close anything you don't need. This simple habit can help you avoid problems and enjoy your games more. Remember, your computer only has so much power, so use it wisely. You might be wondering how to check which apps are running in the background. On Windows, you can use Task Manager. Just press Ctrl plus Shift plus ESC and you'll see a list of all running apps and how much CPU, RAM, and internet they're using. This makes it easy to spot apps that are using a lot of resources and close them before you start gaming. Task Manager is a built-in tool on Windows computers. It shows you all the programs and processes running on your PC. You can see which apps are using the most CPU, RAM, and network. If you find an app you don't need, you can right-click and choose End Task to close it. This is a quick way to free up resources before gaming. If you use a Mac, you can check background apps with Activity Monitor. It works like Task Manager and shows you which apps are using the most resources. You can find Activity Monitor in your Applications folder under Utilities. Closing unnecessary apps here can also help your Mac run games more smoothly. Background apps aren't just a problem on computers. On phones and tablets, apps can also run in the background and use up memory and battery. Before you start a mobile game, close other apps to help your device run better. This can lead to smoother gameplay and longer battery life. You might wonder why apps run in the background at all. Many apps do this to keep working, send notifications, or update information. For example, chat apps stay open to let you know when you get a new message. Music apps keep playing songs. While this can be helpful, it's important to control which apps you let run in the background, especially when gaming. Some apps start automatically when you turn on your computer. These are called startup apps. Too many startup apps can slow down your PC from the moment you log in. You can manage which apps start automatically by checking your system settings. Turning off unnecessary startup apps can help your computer boot faster and run better. On Windows, you can disable startup apps in Task Manager. Go to the Startup tab and you'll see a list of apps that start with your computer. Right-click on any app you don't need and choose Disable. This stops the app from running automatically and frees up resources for your games. On a Mac, startup apps are called login items. You can find them in System Preferences under Users and Groups. Select your user, then click Login Items. Here, you can remove apps you don't want to start automatically. This helps your Mac start up faster and keeps more resources free for gaming. Keeping your operating system and apps updated is important. Updates can fix bugs and improve performance. However, it's best to let updates finish before you start gaming. This way, you avoid slowdowns caused by updates running in the background. Always check for updates before a gaming session and let them complete first. Antivirus and security apps are important for keeping your computer safe. However, they can also use a lot of resources, especially when scanning. Try to schedule scans for times when you're not gaming. This way, you stay protected without slowing down your games. Notifications and pop-ups from background apps can interrupt your gaming and use resources. These can come from chat apps, email, or even your operating system. Consider turning on Do Not Disturb mode or disabling notifications while you play. This keeps your focus on the game and helps your computer run better. Cloud sync apps like Dropbox or Google Drive can run in the background, uploading or downloading files. This uses your internet and can slow down your game, especially if you play online. Pause syncing or close these apps before gaming to keep your connection fast and stable. Streaming apps like Netflix or YouTube can use a lot of bandwidth and processing power, even if you're just listening to music or watching in the background. If you want the best gaming performance, close these apps before you start playing. This ensures your internet and computer are focused on your game. Game launchers like Steam or Epic Games often stay open in the background after you launch a game. While some features like friends lists or updates are useful, they can use resources. If you don't need these features while playing, consider closing the launcher to free up memory and CPU. Some background services are part of your operating system or installed apps. These might include update services, backup tools, or other helpers. While some are necessary, others can be safely closed when gaming. Check your Task Manager or Activity Monitor to see what's running and close anything you don't need. Over time, background apps can create temporary files and cache that take up space and slow down your computer. Cleaning up these files regularly can help your PC run better. Use built-in tools like Disk Cleanup on Windows or Storage Management on Mac to keep things tidy. It's a good idea to monitor your computer's performance while gaming. Many games have built-in FPS counters, or you can use third-party tools to watch your CPU, RAM, and internet usage. If you notice a drop in performance, check for background apps and close them to see if things improve. Some computers and gaming laptops have a gaming mode feature. This mode automatically closes unnecessary background apps and focuses your computer's power on your game. Check if your device has this feature and use it for the best performance. In Task Manager, you can set your game's priority to high. This tells your computer to give more resources to your game and less to background apps. Right-click your game in the task manager, go to Set Priority and choose High. Just be careful not to set everything to high or it won't help. Keeping your graphics and system drivers updated can also help with performance. Updated drivers often fix bugs and improve how your computer handles games. Check for updates regularly, but let them finish before you start playing to avoid slowdowns. If you play online games, using a wired internet connection can help. Wi-Fi can be affected by background apps using bandwidth, causing lag. A wired connection is more stable and less likely to be slowed down by other apps. This helps you get the best possible gaming experience. Restarting your computer before a gaming session can help clear out background apps and free up resources. This gives your game a fresh start and can lead to better performance. Make it a habit to restart your PC if you notice things are running slow. Remember, updates are important but can slow down your computer if they run during gaming. Always check for updates before you start playing and let them finish. This way, you avoid interruptions and keep your system secure and fast. To sum up, background apps can quietly use up your computer's resources and hurt your gaming performance. By closing unnecessary apps, checking for updates, and managing startup programs, you can keep your PC running at its best. Remember, less is more when it comes to background apps and gaming. Here's a quick recap. Check for background apps before gaming. Close browsers, music, chat, and update apps you don't need. Use Task Manager or Activity Monitor to see what's running. Keep your system and drivers updated, but let updates finish before you play. These simple steps can make a big difference in your gaming experience. Making it a habit to close background apps before gaming will help you get the best performance every time. It only takes a minute, but the benefits are huge. Enjoy smoother gameplay, higher FPS, and a faster computer by keeping things simple and focused. Now you know all about background apps and how they affect your gaming. By keeping your computer focused on your game, you'll enjoy better performance and more fun. Remember, less background apps means better gaming. Happy gaming and have fun.